This is my boy, right? Mike, okay?
I have no political agenda, and I do not support the regime of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Boo.
Welcome to the very, very cold Yanji, northeast China. 20 kilometers in that direction lies a country so secretive that when I was flying in, we had to close the blinds on the windows of the plane because we weren't allowed to look outside. Tomorrow morning, I'll be among the first group of non-Russian tourists in over 5 years to step foot inside North Korea. Without any further ado, roll the cliche intro featuring a compilation of news reporters saying the words North Korea over and over and over and over again.
North Korea.
Dude, Mike is so sick. This guy, he's the one that with the Xinjiang, right?
North Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea. North Korea.
British travel influencer Mike O'Kennedy, one of the first Western tourists to visit North Korea since before the pandemic.
Salaam alaikum. This is cool.
Looks like North Korea's back.
Everybody knows the more your military shows impressive feats of strength, like breaking bricks and stuff, the stronger your military is.
On the menu, boys. It's the most isolated country on Earth, and since January 2020, it's been completely closed to the outside world. Until now. While 13 of North Korea's administrative divisions remain closed, one has opened up, Rason. Not only is it the one place in the world where Russia, China, and North Korea, the three bad boys of Eastern politics, stand side by side, it also happens to be North Korea's controlled experiment with foreign trade. Come with me on this two-part series as we step into the most secretive and isolated country on Earth, North Korea. Hello, I'd like to speak to literally anyone outside of North Korea. No, you didn't think so?
Now, before we head into North Korea, let's clear up a few things. This is going to be unlike anything I've ever filmed, and that's because North Korea is unlike anywhere I've ever been. I like to do things solo, unaccompanied, whereas I'm going to be very accompanied. I'll be with a tour group and a tour guide. It's the only way that you can see North Korea is with a tour. I like to do things unplanned. This is going to be very planned. The next 5 days have been meticulously planned months in advance by the tour company. I also like to do things as uncensored as possible. Now, this is North Korea. The rules are different. I'd imagine there's going to be things that we can and can't do, things we can and can't see. But what we're going to do is what we always do.
What is he walking in? What the f is this? Why is it making it seem like he's just like sneaking into North Korea?
Go in with an open mind, with an unbiased perspective, and I promise you, I'll be showing you exactly what it is I see. I've got to get out of this.
Whoa.
This is the Chinese border going into North Korea, and it's a border that quite literally hasn't been used in over 5 years by a tourist. It'll be interesting to see what the Koreans check. My phone, my camera, my passport, my 47 copies of the DVD Team America World Police, and I'll try and document the entire process.
After crossing the bridge over the Tumen River, the body of water separating China and North Korea, our passports were checked, stamped, and then we were instructed to list every electronic device in our possession. That list had to match our items on the way out, not because they're worried about what we might take with us, but because they're concerned about what we might leave behind. You're not allowed to bring anything that could be considered politically sensitive, such as a book about North Korea or a USB containing external political content.
And just like that, we're in North Korea. Let's see what planned adventures there are for us over the next 5 days. Starting with a bus through the countryside. Let's see what we can see.
The very first thing that struck me was the sheer amount of farmland. With 80% of North Korea covered in mountains, every available piece of usable land is dedicated to farming, and I mean every single piece. This isn't just due to necessity, but also stems from the country's core ideology of self-reliance, which prioritizes producing as much of its own food as possible rather than depending on imports. We were also told that the country doesn't use any form of chemical fertilizer. The residents are asked to collect their own bodily waste, which is then taken to the fields and used as organic fertilizer. Being a socialist communist country, there are no advertisements in North Korea. Instead, almost everywhere you look, you'll see this government propaganda designed to inspire the people. This one says, unwavering loyalty. We had 5 North Koreans with us, 3 guides, a driver, and a photographer. They were very friendly, always polite, and they did their absolute best to make sure that we felt at ease. But no matter how welcoming they seemed, there was no shaking this feeling that we were being what? Always.
Yeah, you're a British white guy, the first British white guy inside of North Korea post-COVID. No, dude. Yeah, even if it wasn't, like, it's partially because, yes, you're surrounded by government handlers, but it's also partially because half of these motherfuckers have never seen a swagged out white boy like you before. You know what I mean?
So walking into the
For those of you who don't know, I
reserve-
have a poster from North Korea right there. That one right next to, like, right above the Luffy hat that the boys brought back from Democratic People's Republic of Korea, boy. And I did a thing when they went.
Now, as much as I love, this is where this trip's going to be really tough for me, because as much as I love going around and seeing the things that they want you to see, the deer park, and we're going to visit a bank, which is going to be very interesting. What I'm interested in is what's going on beyond those mountains, and beyond those mountains, and in these villages. I've got a feeling there's not going to be a lot of human interaction on this trip, which makes me very sad.
I know you say that the DPRK are victims, but, like, surely they don't have to engage in this cruel and insane censorship and surveillance regime. Like, that isn't exactly helping their image worldwide. I mean, there's no helping the image of North Korea worldwide. It's like helping the Cuban image worldwide. I think, like, government censorship of this sort is obviously totally unreasonable, but the only countries where I think it's, like, more reasonable than, I don't know, the Western world, because I have way more smoke for Chinese censorship and Chinese government control than I do for North Korea or Cuba. These are countries that have been countries that have been completely dominated by Western power. I think it's a little bit more understandable for them to be paranoid about it. You know what I mean? Yes, Unc does have a mythic item.
Give me a bag of your finest. A bag of your finest carrots, please, sir. I'll take whatever you've got. I'll take some corn. Get some corn. Thanks, dude. There you go, dude.
Wait, they have a deer park?
They raise them. One of the reasons they raise them for meat is one of them, and also they cut off the antlers every couple of years, and they use the antlers to make some kind of medicine. Go away. Oh, now go on, mate. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're scaring him off. You were scaring him off. Oh, no. I'm being attacked by North Korean deers. Don't worry, I'm not from America. I'm not from America. No, I said the word America and they've all gone nuts. The fur changes colour.
Yeah, completely different.
Yeah?
Very beautiful.
Oh, wow. The thing is, because we're feeding them,
Yep.
every time they see a white dude now, they're going to get hungry.
Oh my God, I watched this video yesterday. Austin, you're not watching my videos no more. You're watching these videos instead.
Come with me to visit a mineral water factory. Yay.
Paranoid with foreigners, understandably, but with their own citizens, what is a poor person from Pyongyang gonna do? They think, you have to understand, it's like an entire nation and its governance operating like an abuse victim. Okay, there's a lot. This is part of the mismanagement that I speak about when I say North Korea is exactly the beautiful socialist utopia that people present it as, because it is this spot 100%. Like they have lineage rulership on top of the democratic structure, the quote unquote democratic structure that they have, similar to the one party rule that you see in places like Cuba or you see in places like China. At the end of the day, the Kim dynasty rules all. That's it. I wouldn't consider it to be a communist or socialist form of governance, because there is still a complete control over. It's a dynasty, not a central committee. I mean, there is, like, from what I understand, their electoral structure is similar, and there's not a lot of great information on this stuff. So don't get mad at me, don't yell at me, but their electoral structure is similar to Cuba's. Like they don't have a people's committee. They don't have like a central committee structure, but they still have like localities, and there is some semblance of an election in localities, but like even then those aren't real elections. You know what I mean? They get 100% of the vote. Like the people that are voted into office within the party structure are winning by like 100%, like not even Bashar al-Assad margins. I'm talking 100%. So it's not exactly like Cuba in the sense that like you do actually in Cuba vote, right, for your local governance, and then you can make make demands of your local governments that it takes it up to the party. Whereas in North Korea, there's not really much of that going on. Ever thought they may be really that popular? Yeah, I guess the major difference is, of course, that they have been fucked over harder than Cuba, and certainly harder than China as well, especially after their main economic partner and their entry point into the global economy was dissolved, the USSR, and then they were hit with a ginormous famine. And instead of looking at that situation, the Western powers going, okay, this is our opportunity to like help some of the issues in this country that we basically genocided, they kept up the sanctions regime, which destroyed the country, like completely destroyed the country. So everything that you see in terms of redevelopment in North Korea, everything that you have seen thus far, like the fact that he can like go around and film people and all this shit is actually kind of crazy. Like, it is truly shocking that they were able to recover and rebuild after massive famine. Brother, no offense, but I think you should read up on what pro DPRK people are saying about North Korea, because your ass will get blasted on Twitter. Wait, what? I don't give a what pro DPRK people say about North Korea. I think there's also I think one of the major factors at play here is the despotic leadership, because it is almost like, I mean, it resembles a monarchy, right? And I think that in and of itself plays a major role in North Korea North Korean leadership taking advantage of the fact that they don't have any sort of like entry point into the outside world, with the exception of China and Russia as well, where you get to maintain power and control this way.
Mr. Moon, you said this is a factory.
Please stop talking confidently. Bush's kid was elected after his dad. I guess America has dynastic rule too. Please stop talking so confidently about topics you know nothing about. Come on, chatter. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. First of all, yeah, we do have a dynastic leadership as well in our duopoly. We do have oligarchs for sure, but that's crazy to make that comparison is wild. I pissed off Jusha defenders. As insane as monarchists are, even they recognize the DPRK as a democratic system. I'm saying it closely resembles a monarchic structure. Do you think they need the monarchy? No. I think that it will never happen unless North Korea is open to global trade and open to international cooperation. But unfortunately, their closest partners also kind of benefit from the current rule in North Korea. In that I mean China as well. It is not in China's best interest to even have Democratic People's Republic of Korea develop closer relationships to Russia, for example, because they have a similar attitude to what America had with South Korea in terms of like a bulwark against growing Soviet sentiment. And for China, it's a protective barrier as well, an ally that is reliable because it's reliant on China.
This is a factory. Where are the factory workers? People working here? The day today is Thursday. Yeah. What I've just noticed, this is a mineral water factory. The water runs straight from the mountain into this building, and there is kind of like a grotto. I'll get some more videos with my phone. Kind of like a grotto where there's just water pouring out and a cup where you can go and drink the water. And nothing else, and no one else.
Also, this is why I say, like, it's nowhere near as bad as the way that Americans present it, but it's also it's not as good as the way that socialists present it either. I guess I'm a North Korean centrist in that regard. And I still obviously say, which, you know, many people yell at me for saying the truth, but especially post-dissolution of the USSR, the conditions, even then, the conditions of North Korea are still mostly a direct consequence of being shut out from global trade and being under one of the worst sanctions regimes of all time. It's just that it's the truth, not centrist. Yeah.
Let me show you what this thing looks like on a good camera. A little bit of the old. What did he say? Don't drink too much of it. You could get sick.
That's crazy.
It's good.
I would not do that in Los Angeles. Like, that's
Pretty
bold.
much every individual house I saw in this region looked exactly the same. Simple white wall.
It's not, no disrespect, that's not DPRK. I'm not shitting on DPRK. I'm just saying I wouldn't even do that in most parts of, in any part of America.
Walls with blue roofs. In North Korea, all property is owned by the state and the people don't get to choose where they live. Housing and living arrangements are largely influenced by a family's political, social, and economic background. However, many believe that this traditional system is becoming outdated, with financial wealth playing an increasingly dominant role over social status. One thing that really impressed me with these new rural housing developments, my guide told me the government is currently building 500 high-quality homes in every county per year. With 145 counties across the country, that's a huge number of houses being put up. Hi, how are you? Let's see. North Korean hotel room looks like in 2025. What do we have? Coffee, tea, water. I think this is a heated bed scenario. That'd be nice. We've got a phone. Let's try and call someone. Hello, I'd like to speak to literally anyone outside of North Korea. No, didn't think so. Oh, the windows have been sealed shut. We love that. We do love that. Good for fire emergencies. First impressions of North Korea. We spent 2 hours traveling on a bus from the border of China. I reckon I saw about 20 people in that time. Not a lot of people, no cars, maybe like 1 or 2 taxis in that whole journey. People on bicycles, the people that I did see were on bicycles. They're out on the farm. I didn't see any farming equipment, didn't see any, considering the amount of
Okay, also the place that he went to is not Pyongyang, where most of the economic activity exists. Like, this is a totally separate part of the country that has opened for tourism. It's going to be an incredibly controlled experience in general.
farming equipment there is here. No tractors, no harvesting crap, you know? Where I am now, Rason is an incredibly unique and a very, very unvisited part of North Korea, even before COVID, and it's very, very interesting. A lot of foreign investment. Think of it as a kind of experiment.
It's also winter on farmlands. Like, obviously, there's not a lot to harvest.
By the North Koreans to introduce some form of capitalism into. I'm going to learn about it. We're going to look around. We're here for 5 days, man.
This man would be horrified by Arkansas. Yeah.
About it. Chill out, man. Chill out. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. Ugh. This. Okay, I guess I'm buying a whole deck of ciggies.
So those are 727s.
Yeah.
727 stands for 7/27/1953, the day of the end of the Korean War. The most expensive one and the most nationalistic one, and the one smoked by Chairman Kim.
Thank you, madam. So the cigarettes I bought back there in the souvenir shop, I used Chinese money for. Now you might be thinking, Mike, you're in North Korea. What are you doing using Chinese money? Rason, the district I'm in at the moment, is a special
15 generations since the death for attempted tree stealery.
economic zone, which means that its economic policies differ from the rest of the country. Now, let's speak to someone who actually knows what the they're talking about, because I don't. Justin, what makes Rason different, and why is it a special economic zone?
So a special economic zone such as Rason invites foreign investment. So we have a lot of...
I don't like that his guide here, his knowledgeable party is an American guy.
Russian and Chinese companies that are doing business here. It gives Northeast China easy access to the Rajin port. Also, Vladivostok, the port there, freezes over for about half the year, so it gives the Russians access to a port that isn't frozen in the region.
Yeah.
And it also gives the DPRK the opportunity to earn hard foreign currency, which they can then put into social programs that, you know, are used to prop up
The rest
of the country.
And
Justin was my Western guide in North Korea. He's cool as I got a chatter in here that actually went to North Korea as well.
And the social programs on which the DPRK exists.
At least he's calling it the appropriate name. He's not calling it the dead name. He's not saying North Korea, he's saying DPRK. Yeah, I don't see any children eating rats in this video, which I think is fucked up. Police staged Hasanabi DPRK propaganda. Dude, I didn't even do this. This is some whole random British guy.
this is the Golden Triangle Bank in Rajin, and I've just gone and opened up my own
North Korean bank account. I'm supposed to say cash card, but it's a North Korean bank account. And North Korean DPRK money.
Oh, that's sick.
Which you can not spend, really. This is primarily used by locals to pay their monthly electricity and water bill, which comes to a whopping 5 US cents per month. And this is about £1, and I've got about 13,000 DPRK money. Big TV screen out on the street playing a children's cartoon, and it looks like locals have gathered around to watch it. Let's go and take a look. Hello, sir. Ayong, ayong. How are you? It was quite nice then, even having that very, very minute interaction with that man, shaking his hand and getting a smile from him. That is the absolute most interaction I've had an entire day with any member of the public here in North Korea. It's a strange atmosphere here in North Korea, and it's one that I fully expected. I mean, there's quite literally, other than the group that I'm with, no one here. It's strange. There's one lady there. Hi. Also finding it incredibly strange to not be able to just go and do my own thing. In the morning I won't be able to wake up and go for a walk. I won't be able to wake up and go and have food. You just always with. We've got 4.
Okay, once again, rural town that is specifically designed as a special economic zone in the middle of winter. It's not gonna be a blossoming, robust, a lot of foot traffic having place. You know,
guides with us, 4 people watching us at all times. For the past 5 years,
chat, people are pushing this bus. By the way, real. Yami Park told me.
There's been no travelling for you between here and Pyongyang?
Just individually.
Ah, okay. Is that because of COVID or anything?
COVID, yeah, very serious.
Was COVID here for the whole 5 years? How long did COVID situation last?
So
it's crazy that they had COVID. Like that's got so much that you are a country that barely gets any outside interaction, and you still had COVID. I mean, obviously you got the Chinese border right there, but I'm just saying, like imagine existing in this situation where you have very limited outside help and you still get COVID. Like, god damn, that's
okay, later.
Okay, can I ask you later?
Yeah, later.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
No camera.
No camera.
As you can see, my guide wasn't comfortable talking about COVID on camera, but off camera he told me that the virus was sent over in a package attached to a balloon from South Korea. It spread fast, but thanks to Kim Jong-un's quick action, North Korea completely contained the outbreak.
Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, okay. That's probably true. I believe him.
In exactly 90 days. Honestly, that's not too hard to believe, considering how easily the country can lock things down and control its people.
Yeah, no, I do believe that they shut it down quickly, but I don't believe that it was a virus balloon from South Korea. I'm more inclined to believe that it was, someone traveling from China.
There is a strong possibility that I was the drunkest man in North Korea yesterday. Apparently, the soju, so there's a very popular alcohol in Korea, South Korea, and called soju, which is made from and it's apparently the one that they have in North Korea, because of the products are all domestically produced. For example, the cigarettes and the alcohol, they're domestically produced and they're organic. So apparently the alcohol doesn't really give you a hangover. What are we doing today? We're going to a bookshop, a North Korean bookshop. Government-approved authors, government-approved themes about the party, basically. And then we're going to maybe buy some propaganda memorabilia. And,
that's sick.
And then we're going to go see some schools, a secondary school and an orphans school, just like the secondary school, but the kids don't have parents.
Yes, I know they have a poop balloon war between South and North. That's not... I doubt that was a... And they also dump trash. They have trash balloons. Yeah, I know. North Korea and South Korea will send trash and poop balloons over the border. I doubt that that's how COVID spread, though.
So that'll be fun for the orphans. Hey kids, today we have a surprise for you. Fat, hungover white dude is coming to look at you. So this is a foreign language bookshop, and I'd say 99% of the material here is about the leaders, about the party. Thank you. So
It was from soldiers. In January 2020, North Korean government began taking extensive measures to protect itself from COVID, quarantine facilities, strict travel restrictions. Before May 2022, the government in North Korea had not reported any confirmed cases of COVID-19, although some foreign analysts believe that the virus spread there by March 2020. South Korean dissident-run news website said that about 180 soldiers had possibly died from COVID-19 symptoms. In July, a single suspected case in Kaesong prompted a 3-week lockdown. By 2021, there were increasing reports that the isolation imposed to avoid the pandemic was having a major impact on the economy. The country declined several international offers of COVID-19, making it one of the few countries not to begin a vaccination program. They don't have any GMOs. They don't use any chemicals in their their crop, and they're anti-vaxxer. This is RFK's favorite country. In May 2022, Korean news agency reported that an unspecified number of people in the capital, Pyongyang, tested positive for the virus and announced the country's first confirmed deaths. Authorities announced over 1 million North Koreans were suffering from a fever. While North Korea says that a fever is used as a substitute for COVID-19 cases, South Korean National Intelligence Service stated that the total included cases of waterborne disease such as measles and typhoid. In a discreet interview with the BBC through Daily NK, some North Koreans reported an alarming rate of food scarcity as the country has stopped importing food supplies due to the pandemic. One woman reported her neighbors had died of starvation. Others said they were living in constant fear of death. May 5th, 2023, World Health Organization announced the end to COVID-19 global health emergency. Is it true they shot people who had COVID to control the spread? No, I don't think so. I don't even know. That's not even on the fucking Wikipedia, I don't think. Is it? Let's continue.
these are anti-American.
My wife is a defector from North Korea from a city on the border with China. We were able to keep some contact through COVID with them. I can share some anecdotal details about our family's experience in the more rural part of the country through the pandemic. All right, hit me.
Propaganda postcards, knives, and these are American soldiers here. God.
Sick.
I'm actually running a giveaway where I'll be personally writing and sending these postcards to 5 people. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram and message me telling me one thing that you learned from this video. Warning, if you're from the US and you get one, it might come with a visit from the National Security Agency.
Big North Korean soldier, lots of American soldiers in a crash plane down here. Dude. This is a bottle of North Korean rattlesnake brandy, and it's supposedly a classic drink here in DPRK.
Oh, that's nasty.
I'm gonna get a bottle of it, and
that's
I'll
nasty.
update you.
I had it in Japan. Oh, that shit tastes like broth, dude. It tastes like alcoholic broth. It's terrible. Snake whiskey tastes just like you would think it would. Yeah, I will tell you, it did. It did taste exactly like. It wasn't even salty too, which makes it even weirder, I guess. It basically tasted like alcoholic broth, but with no salt. And no, not chicken or beef broth, like a weird, like snake broth, okay? What I assume snake broth would taste like, because that's what I drank.
On whether or not I can actually leave, not just DPRK, but get out of China with this thing.
One of the guys picked up this book on Jusho, North Korea's core ideology. In simple terms, it promotes total self-reliance, politically, economically, and militarily, rejecting any dependence on foreign powers. The irony is, I'm in Razon, a region actively experimenting with foreign trade and investment. It seems like we're living in a world where even North Korea can't survive without outside support.
Can you explain to me what these big circles on the floor are?
A mass dancing point.
Yeah.
Special occasions are the birthday of President Kim Il-sung and
Yeah.
the birthday of General Kim Jong-il.
Yeah.
So we had a grand mass dancing here.
Okay.
Young people, so the students.
On the birthdays of the leaders, students will come around and they'll do some kind of choreographed dancing.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And what does this say over here, this big sign?
Yeah. Long live the revolutionary idea of the great comrade Kim Jong-un. Korea is a socialist country. The first criterion for calling socialist country, the first one is education completely free. It's also very easy to hang the bag. Our marshal give detailed instructions about how to make it better.
So Marshal Kim Jong-un had these ideas.
Yes, ideas
To make this and make this bigger.
Yeah.
And that was his ideas that he implemented.
Yeah, this is the type of as to why I say like it's not like, come on, dude. This is why I say like it's not exactly the most revolutionary socialist leadership, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, there's some goofy ass shit that I would go so far as to say is like definitely beneficial for the dynastic rule that they have as well, in terms of like Jusha being a benefit for the continuation of this dynastic rulership. Come on, the chairs can hold it back. That's sick. Yeah, ironic because that motherfucker went to school in Switzerland, so obviously, you know, he knows what it looks like. He didn't invent nothing, okay? Like, come on, dude. The fuck? I think a lot of you forget that, you know, the Kim family does, like, they grow up outside of DPRK as well.
Interesting.
Okay, now think about.
Like, I think once again, and I do need to repeat this, the incredible thing to watch here is the fact that this is even happening in a country that has been so fucked over by the greatest powers on the planet and continue to be fucked over. Do you understand? And no, they're only teaching in English because of this tour. Come on. I don't get how they could grow up outside of DPRK and then go on to lead the country like this. Like, how are they not like, yeah, these kids need SpongeBob? I think they do that as well. They do that. They do steal a lot of shit and teach children. Or I mean, they play movies and shit. They have that. It's not. I guess this is an English class.
Why the rainforests are in danger and what you have to do, okay? Yes. In groups and play some roles.
Hey.
Oh, hi, Sada.
Hi. Oh, what are you doing?
You see, we are picking up the flowers. Yes. Look at me, I'm that built right Yes, the true.
Oh my God! Good heavens!
Oh, what's the matter?
Oh, it's not right. Yes.
This is amazing.
Just get wrong, and because just get wrong.
Hello, my name is Michael. Can you say Michael? Perfect. I'm from, can anyone guess what country? England. Fantastic. Well done.
My name is Kim Kyung-ryun.
Wow, and what's your name?
My name is Kim Jin-hyun.
Put your hands up if your favorite subject is English. You like English? Cool. What's your favorite thing about English?
My favorite thing is conversation.
Conversation, me too. I love conversation. You're the English teacher. Nice to meet you. Michael, nice to meet you. What do you like about the countryside? Beautiful?
Now, under the wise leadership of our family Marshal Kim Jong-un, the countryside has been changing.
Yes. I don't know. No, how has it been changing?
Now, new houses were built and
Yes.
also gymnasium, park, and swimming pool, and so on were also built. Do you like daughters or son?
Do I have a daughter? I have no children, but I think I would like to have a daughter because girls are much nicer than boys. Do you think so?
Yes.
I think girls are more.
Is this staged? I mean, everything he's doing is staged. Yeah. I mean, but they obviously have some of the best students in the class speak to him. What they say when they are speaking to him is still very cringe and, you know, a byproduct of what I guess they thought would be the best thing to show to Westerners. You know what I mean? Guess which little girls actually government agents? They're not government agents. But they are saying things that they think would make the country look good to the outside world, which is still kind of sad.
Polite. Boys are not polite. What do you think?
I think so, but it's very different on every person. Some boys are more polite than some girls.
Okay, I agree.
I think you are.
Thank you so much. One day, would you like to visit any other countries? Yeah? What countries would you like to visit?
England, because I'm learning English.
Yeah.
And then Chinese and so on.
Very cool. I've been to China. Very nice, very beautiful country.
How many times have you been to China?
I've been to China 3 times. Yeah. 1 year ago, I traveled across all of China with a truck driver.
None of these girls have ever enjoyed the red Takis or seen a hospital bill before. It breaks my heart. True. Oh, they also foolishly think education is supposed to be free. They need that real liberation. They need liberation theology. And by that, I mean, they need to be liberated from this backwards thinking. We must give them chemicals now.
His name was Mr. Chen, and he was awesome. It took me about 5 days. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're about to see possibly the most cringy performance anyone has ever given on a volleyball court in the history of forever.
Oh no.
What you're about to see is the very latest #1 chart-topping single released by the DPRK, performed by the Children's Academy of Rajin. It's called Friendly Father.
Yeah, this shit's awesome. I know everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, only propaganda music, but I fucking think it's dope. Like, think about the coordination here, and then think about like the I'm reminded of the Trump choir. What was it? The ladies who did the Trump song? Wait, hold on. Deplorable choir. Hold on. Oh, here it is. I found it.
We're the deplorable choir. We don't care if you're white, we don't care if you're black, we don't care if you're gay, we're all under attack. We don't care if you're rich, don't care if you're poor.
Come on, dude.
We just know what we're fighting for. Sing it. Real women vote for Trump. We don't need no liberal chump.
Like, come on. And then compare that to this.
While we enjoy some little North Korean
See, it's like one is so much better than the other. Okay, calm down.
space aliens dancing, I thought I'd share my thoughts on this experience. Almost every song that comes out of the DPRK is, as expected, a tool of worship towards the country's current or former leaders. The recurring theme throughout this trip was the utter devotion people had towards Kim Jong-un. While I'm fully aware that they probably don't have much choice in the matter, since openly speaking out against the leadership would lead to arrest, the public image of Kim Jong-un is more than that of a leader. To them, he's a god.
The worst part about dynastic rule is that, like, the grandpa is usually goated, and then the pop is not as good. And then by the third generation, you have a total fail son. Okay? That's what happened. That's the problem with fucking dynastic rule. Okay? You'll have like a real ass, rugged ass, revolutionary dude who is like legitimately popular. And then the power exchanges, the power is handed off to the fucking son who is nowhere near as good. And for the most part, lives in a lap of luxury. And then basically by the third generation you have the worst, just an absolute complete fucking failure of a fail son. There's a succession for every Logan Roy of the world. Exactly. Our dynastic fail son is gonna be barren? No.
Since the making of this video, North Korea has once again completely suspended tourism just 3 weeks after reopening.
Damn, this dude fucking shut down an entire country's tourism and propaganda strategy, dude. What the fuck? No, I'm kidding. It probably wasn't him, but...
We're joined now by Mike, who is one of the first tourists to head into North Korea.
British travel influencer Mike O'Kennedy.
Yeah, I'm in North Korea.
North Korea has stopped letting tourists into the country just weeks after the first Western visitors were allowed back in. Authorities have not given a reason for the sudden suspension.
Welcome to another day in the bizarre world.
Oh, dude, does this... I don't know if this place has it, but like, don't they play music at like 6 a.m.? Bro, North Korea is the most Islamic nation out there, dude. Like, ezan. They play, instead of the call to prayer, they play like some North Korean song, a North Korean ezan.
Of North Korea. I would open the window to show you outside, but the windows are sealed shut to stop me from escaping. Razon, at North Korea's northeastern tip, sits uniquely on the border of China and Russia. This gives it a major strategic edge. It controls a stretch of the Sea of Japan, something that China does not have, and it hosts the only year-round ice-free port in the entire region, something that Russia does not have. I'm heading to a monument built by Kim Jong-il to honor North Korea's bond with Russia, unaware that I'm about to make a mistake that will cause me some pretty serious anxiety for the rest of the day.
Warmly welcome your visit. Let's get inside first, because outside is cool. So more introduction inside. Hello.
So we weren't allowed to take pictures inside the main room, but it was essentially just a lot of pictures through the years of Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un in their various meetings with Vladimir Putin. Now, they had this visitor's book in the Friendship House, and I was asked to write something. And like a friggin' 5-year-old on Christmas Day, I wrote, "I wish nothing but peace to the world." Because that's the kind of thing you write in a visitor's book. But it's safe to say that the North Koreans didn't take it very well.
Wait, really?
Thank you, Mr. Moon.
Sure.
Oh,
what
no.
do you think?
Do you think this is the suitable writing here?
Well, it's like
It's like I thought you just.
it's like because there's people.
Oh my God, what? That's so awkward. That's so, dude, this is, oh God, I feel like I'm in trouble just simply watching this. Oh, that's awkward. Maybe suitable as in you need to write more? Yeah. Is that what he's saying? Like, look at all the writing that people wrote here.
Peace between Korea and Russia. It's like peace. What do you think? Peace between countries, because this is a friendship house. If not, we can get rid of it.
Oh no.
So behind me is the Russian, Korean, North Korean friendship.
Oh no, dude. Look, that's not even, he tried his best. That's so sad. That's so fucking, that's so awkward. He didn't even say nothing bad. Like he tried to do his very best. Oh, they think it's a Ukraine protest. He ruined the friendship book. Dude, I would be writing so many crazy fucking things in there. I'd be like, one day the entire world will understand the importance of the immortal science of Marxist-Leninist Jewishiist principles, except they also fucking abolished Marxist-Leninism, I think. So they would probably get mad at that too. And I would say that I wish for a day for a unified Korea led by the glorious Kim dynasty. This is how you will eradicate the incels. He failed the QTE? Yeah. Tainted the friendship book. No. No more friendship. Why is this fucking thing broke out? Even Kaya's looking at you. Yeah, she's disappointed.
House. Built in 2002 after one of Kim Jong-il's meetings in Russia. He came back and he said, I order the construction of a house to represent the friendship that we have between Russia. Now, I just got in trouble because they asked me to write a thing on a piece on the like a visitor's book. They said, "Can you write a message on the visitor's book?" And I said, "I wish nothing but peace to the world." And they looked at each other like, "Do we think that's do you think that's an appropriate thing to write?" And I was like, "It's a friendship house. It's a friendship house."
In hindsight, writing about world peace in a country that just a day earlier staged a spectacle with children dancing before thousands of intercontinental ballistic missiles was probably a bad idea. My guides likely saw this comment as a veiled critique of North Korea,
Comments say keep watch at 1420. Peace to America and Israel is not acceptable, and I agree with that take because it seems the two countries are very bad for the world. Yeah, he should have written fuck Israel and fuck America in the friendship book. They would have probably liked that one.
Suggesting that peace doesn't exist here. Was that how they interpreted it? I have no idea. I hope not. Sorry, I guess. There was only one thing that was going to quench my anxious thirst. A massive North Korean brewery.
Ideology, technology, and culture must be based on Jusha. They're right. They're right about that. Principle of self-reliance.
This is the beer that I've been drinking the past 3 days, and it's actually, surprisingly, really, really good. So this beer isn't just consumed here in the DPRK. Last year, they actually exported 200,000 bottles to China and Russia. So if you go to China, you can buy Korean beer.
That's sick. I would write in the friendship book, one day America will be punished for all of its crimes against humanity. That's what I would write. I've decided. After my 8th try, I think they would like that. They would think I'm super cool. They would say I'm a swagged out white boy for saying that. This is the most extreme delusional echo chamber I've ever witnessed. Why? We're not even saying nothing, dude. Scratchy had a whole page first. Yeah. What the fuck? What did we even say? What have I even said thus far that is like, yeah, I'd write, may Allah awaken the people to the evil doings of Israel and the United States. That's what I would write in there.
Machine. Yeah, they clean the bottles here. Intruding process, fill up the bottles. This factory is famous for making a special liquor made of 100 kinds of flowers.
Oh. Where are all the workers? Day off today. Yeah.
We gotta get. I guess I am.
Yeah, on the least meat riding communism stream too, shaking my head. Yeah, there's probably a bunch of Jusha supporters that are fucking already making Twitter threads about how I'm actually a dangerous reactionary and an agent of American empire for the crimes that I've committed against the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. And chatters are in here being like, dude, you're watching this video and offering funny feedback. It's fucked up. What should I be doing? Watching this British guy and going, why is he not showing the people eating rat shit? Why is he not showing? Why is he not showing the children eating the rat poop, and then the rat eats the children, and then the rat poops out the children that it ate, only for the rest of the children to eat the rat poop filled with other children? This is fucked up. Oh, they liked it.
You should have said Dansume.
Dansume. Dansume.
Are we doing Dansume?
Dansume.
Dansume.
You can just try that if you want that.
This is the Taekwondo Center here in Hasan DPRK. Taekwondo from kindergarten up until end of high school. Taekwondo is a compulsory lesson.
Taekwondo.
Skill that has to be learned. Hi. 안녕하십니까? 안녕하십니까? Bye. Bye. 안녕하십니까? I think for me, and probably most of the people watching this, the stuff that I'm the most interested in is everything that happens in between and outside of these stops. You know, Taekwondo thing, and then the beer thing, and the fucking whatever else factory. I'm super interested in everything else that happens between that. What's going on out?
He's buzzed. I can tell he's fucking buzzed, dude.
Outside in the farms and the outside world.
Look at his face. It's so stupid.
I'm not allowed to see it. We get a little glimpse of it every now and then, and it's very, very interesting. And that's the real stuff. You know, I'm not saying that this isn't real. Of course it is. It's just tailor-made.
back, they were watching him. Who? The people behind him? The little girls? Yeah, he has a camera and he's a white dude in a fucking area that gets like, he's the first white dude, bro. What do you mean? Of course they're fucking looking at him. Yeah, they're showing him this to be like, this is what we're gonna do to you next for fucking up the friendship book, big dog. You're next. Yeah. She has so much swag, dude. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Kaya, come here, little lady. Oh, okay, hi. She needs to get groomed again. She's stanky. And her ears are fucked up, dude. You guys want to see how fucking nasty her ears are? What? Okay. Okay. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Can you tell? Oh, smelly ears. Oh my God. Hey, hi, hello. Okay. Hello. Keep going.
Finish him. Killing spree.
Bosh, yes dude, well done brother, well done boys.
Let us become patriotic farmers who uphold the rice farming revolution.
The people of the DPRK live under a one-party system. Every piece of news they receive about their country and the world comes from a single source. In contrast, we have thousands of sources, but with so much information, it's hard to get a balanced view. In the past decade, ad-driven algorithms have made news more polarized, tailoring coverage to specific audiences. That's where Ground News comes in. It's a website and app that pulls in thousands of news articles daily.
Ground News ad in the middle of his North Korean tourism video. That's crazy.
And it really helps me see news. How important it is to look at stories from different angles. Ground News helps me cut through the bullshit to see the bigger picture, so I'm not just getting one version of the truth. If you subscribe through my link in the description, you'll get 40% off their unlimited access Vantage plan, giving you access to every feature. If you want to support my report,
it's pretty funny to use a tailor-made tour to sow suspicion against a nation welcoming a rare visitor, because if you look at Speed Stream in Mongolia, they literally did the exact same thing for him. And that country is a liberal democracy. Turns out small countries just like to roll out red carpets sometimes. No, it's different. Because you could just absolutely travel to Mongolia and you wouldn't have government handlers with you at all times. Whereas there is no traveling to DPRK without having any sort of like check-in. That's different. Like, yeah, they're doing this on purpose because they want to show the Western world a positive outlook, a positive view of North Korea. But even then, you have to remember, like, their positive outlook, like the children. Remember the children in English class, like what they were saying, what they think is the best thing to say to a foreigner. That is how far removed they are from the rest of the world, that they unironically think, oh, if I say this thing about my glorious leader, like this Westerner is going to carry that information back to his country and people are going to think, oh, we all love our glorious leader. Meanwhile, everyone that watches that goes, oh, that's wild. Like if there was more feedback from the outside world, they would probably be able to do propaganda better. You know what I mean? Like they would probably be able to present North Korea in a much better way if there was more interaction with the outside world, for sure. Didn't the guy who's traveling across China travel without supervision? Yeah, China is not North Korea. That's my point. Guys, hello? There is a difference between a country like fucking China and a country like the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, to be clear, I'm not uncritically glazing DPRK. I'm saying Speed Street was literally guided by the National Cultural Ministry with performances in museums and shit. Yeah, I mean, every smaller country wants to use that as an opportunity to show their best face. But my point is, like, what they're trying to show as far as their best possible way of showing the country is still a little off base, and that is because they are so they're so isolated.
Subscribe to Ground News and take control of how you see the world.
Considering I'm literally the first British tourist in over 5 years to step foot inside North Korea, the people the Korean guides that we're with, who are part of the party, they work for the government,
they're being very lenient. They are allowing me to take some videos and take pictures and stuff like that. When there's something that you're not allowed to see, they just say no, and you just go, yep, cool. You say, yep, cool. Thank you to Marshal Kim Jong-un. On that note, by the way, the Kim dynasty are like gods here. They're like God. They don't say thank God, they say thank Marshal Kim Jong-un. And you have to say Marshal Kim Jong-un. You can't just say Kim Jong-un. They're like gods, man. It's interesting. I was going to say weird.
It's Saturday night. It's bitterly cold.
I also trust this guy to be the least biased out of everything I've seen thus far from him. So like even him being like the vibes are kind of fucked here is like, you know, there is an extent to, I think there is an extent to how much a white boy can take in terms of countries that are outside of the sphere of Western influence, for sure. But like, if you look at the way he did his China trip versus here, it's obvious that there is like, it's obvious that it's just different. The vibes are different. And I think that that is for good reason.
Let's go get drunk on North Korean booze. How are you, sir? Hi, sir. Guys, nice to meet you. So this is the Sportsman Hotel, and it's where I'm going to be drinking tonight. It was the very first...
His China trip was bad? Wait, why was it bad? His fucking China trip was awesome.
International hotel built here.
He hated China for some reason. What are you... Did we watch the same fucking video? This dude literally fucking went to Xinjiang by just hitching rides. Like he hitchhiked to Xinjiang. Why do you ever respond to this chatter ever? This is so... You're so right, Gizmo. Cal Comingham is one of those chatters who just sometimes they'll have like something funny to say. Most of the time they just sound insane.
Razon after it became a special economic zone, and it was built in 1998. Apparently it's a pretty cool place. They got a cool bar and a billiards room and all that shit. So let's have a look.
But bars here.
These are both bars. They got double bars. One beer in each bar. What do you think?
Good. One beer here,
one beer. Exactly. Sorry. My camera's making all the lights bug out, which is really annoying, but this is a pretty cool bar, hey?
So here we have karaoke.
Karaoke. Hello, sir. Hello. So I'm going to have dinner, but then after dinner, I'm going to sit at this bar and I'm going to try a wide range of North Korean alcohol, and we'll give our opinions on it. Thank you. How are you? 안녕하십니까? Right, I don't know what that was about.
Okay, I'm going to talk about food for like 30 seconds because I'm not good at talking about food. I'm only good at eating it. Overall, the food in North Korea was good, I guess. Nothing really to write home about. This was famous North Korean cold noodles, and this was like salmon with kind of like custard on it, which was pretty weird. And this was a flaming snail, which I guess... I don't know, I feel a bit weird talking about all this really, really lavish food in a country so notorious for its history of famine. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me sad, dude. I mean, that's fucking sad. They busted out the goddamn red carpet. This is like the best possible food they could show him, and he's like, it sucks. That's sad.
Thank you so much.
Hey, just so you know, apparently in 92 they removed Marxist-Leninists from their constitution, but as of last year, Kim Jong-un is reviving classical communist teachings. Much love. I only remembered this. I didn't know that there was reviving the classical communist teachings.
Thank you. Don't have that rattlesnake.
Do they have the rattlesnake brandy?
The brandy with the snake inside. I bought it in the bookshop. In the bookshop.
Yeah.
This one.
Maybe they were like, this is what we know about British food. Rand. North Korea's Marxist revival by Rand.
And soju.
It sucks that like anytime you want to learn about a different country, especially one where it's difficult to get accurate information out of, the only fucking place that writes about it is like a neo-Nazi think tank. You know what I mean? It's like, it'll be something like, you know, the Foundation for Defending Democracy. and virtually every guy that writes there is the most Nazi version of that person's, like that, the most Nazi version of a person that was like a political dissident that escaped the country, you know? They'd be like, oh yeah, hello, I am fucking, I am a person that works at, the Foundation for Defending Democracy. Please do not look into my family history or what they did in southern Lebanon. That's not important. I am a Lebanese man, okay? That's all you need to know. I'm a Lebanese man writing about Lebanon. I don't have any neo-Nazi attitudes. Don't worry about it. Just remember, look at how Lebanese I am. It does suck. Yeah, Coalition of Supporting Endowment for the Future of Southern Lebanon.
Yes, thank you.
Grape soju.
Grape soju, that sounds good.
Yeah, well, doesn't sound good for tomorrow morning.
So the lighting is really bad in here, but this song that's playing at the moment is the absolute #1 most recent chart topper to come in of #1 chart topper at the moment in North Korea, and it's called Friendly Father. Marshal Kim Jong-un, Marshal Kim, and it's about Marshal Kim Jong-un. Hi, how are you? Hey.
You know what this means?
No, I don't.
친근한 어버이 in Korean. 친근한 어버이.
And what does that mean?
Dear father.
Dear father, friendly father.
Dear father.
Dear father. Okay. And
our great leader, General Kim Jong-un, you know?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Dear father.
Of course. Interesting. You are from Razon?
No.
You're from?
You live in Pyongyang.
You live in Pyongyang. From Pyongyang. Cool. You're here on business or tourism?
We are tourists.
Cool. Nice to meet you. Thank you for translating for me. Have a great night. What's your name, sir?
Last name is Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kim, nice to meet you. Your English is excellent. My name is Michael.
Michael.
Nice to meet you. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sir. Thank you, brother.
Korean beer.
Yes, okay.
The famous beer is
two. Okay, I'll have a look.
Tumangang.
Okay. Tumangang, I've heard of Tumangang. That's a Pyongyang beer.
Pyongyang beer is...
Yeah, I don't think this motherfucker is just a tourist. Okay, I don't know. Maybe he's just a tourist.
Okay, I'll try to check it out. Thank you, Mr. Kim. Thank you, brother. So nice to meet you, brother. So nice to meet you. Right. We just had an actual, genuine interaction with someone from the DPRK. How cool is that? This is North Korean soju. This is the stuff that I got absolutely shit-faced on 2 nights ago. Oh, fucking hell.
May.
May. I got a grape in mine. The funny thing about this bar is actually impossible to pour your own drink.
What? Why did someone say look out for 1402? Was it in this video where you wanted me to look out for 1402? Or was it 1420? Oh.
Pour your own drink.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the same business.
You reckon we just want a small one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is it? Isn't this video part 2? It is part 2. Is it this guy in the background?
Let's drink for a piece.
To peace. Yeah.
Oh shit. He said for peace.
Yes, Mr. Kim.
that that guy knew what he wrote in the book? Maybe.
That was a fun night.
Long before North Korea became what it is today, it was a fierce defender of its people's freedom. In 1910, after just 13 years of full independence from China, Korea was annexed by Japan and turned into a colony. This sparked a wave of resistance movements across the country, with guerrilla fighters taking up arms against Japanese rule. Among them was Kim Il-sung, the grandfather of Kim Jong-un and the founding leader of North Korea.
Okay.
We're still
this. Oh, fuck it up.
I pop back in and you're watching more terrorist music videos, shaking my damn head. That's what I do, baby. That's all I do out here, watching terrorist music videos. Yeah, I mean, he knows, is a white boy that knows his history a little bit, you know. That's why I said you got the granddad who's like real revolutionary figure, and then you got the fail son, and then you get the failest of the grandsons.
This is a cave that was used by guerrilla fighters when fighting against the Japanese imperialists in 1945.
Be careful.
Okay.
Does it? I can hear the sound of sleeping sound of beer.
What's up in the fucking side of his mouth?
Hairy thing in here. Thank you, sir.
Oh.
Yeah. Quite deep.
Oh. Crusty as hell, bro.
This is a big climb, but it's an important one. Mr. Moon, my God.
How has he failed? Well, North Korea's doing all right after 15 years of his rule. Look at U.S. after 3 months of Trump. True.
Guide says this path has its ups and downs, has its struggles, much like the road to revolution.
You see here the harbor, the bay, the town.
Beautiful.
After 35 years of Japanese rule, Korea was suddenly left without
I think Kim Jong-il is a bigger fail son than Kim Jong-un. North Korea is far better with him relatively anyways. I think you got to analyze the actual material conditions and all of the things that they went through. But sure, maybe. My point was the granddad is better than the other two.
a government when Japan surrendered in 1945. To keep things in order, the Soviet Union took control of the north while the US took the south, splitting the country along the 38th parallel. What was supposed to be a temporary arrangement quickly turned into a Cold War standoff, leading to the Korean War in 1950. After 3 years of brutal fighting, the war ended in a stalemate, locking North and South Korea into the permanent divide that still exists today. It's sad that this deep divide between North and South Korea and the total isolation of North Koreans from the rest of the world is a direct result of US and Soviet involvement after World War II.
Behind me is some classic DPRK propaganda.
Just incredible amounts of bombing that is, as I say, if it wasn't done by a force backed by the United States of America, would be absolutely considered genocide. Not just the bombing, but chemical warfare, biological warfare, like straightforwardly.
Propaganda posters, and they'll say they don't have ads here, right? There's no ads for Coca-Cola and things because they don't have that here. Instead, they have propaganda posters that will say something to inspire the people. For example, we must unite to help build the farmlands or build the cities. And this is a main square here. These big circles are used for if it's a Marshal Kim Jong-un's birthday or something along those lines. There'll be big choreographed dances in big circles here. This is a big DPRK cinema house where they show the latest.
Yeah, North Korea's economy beat South Korea's for 20 years after the war. Learned that from 5-hour YouTube deep vid on North Korean film. Insane. Yeah, they got a lot of, I mean, what cooked North Korea and what people know as North Korea now definitely is like the post, is definitely post USSR North Korea and the famine that took place.
The latest blockbusters. Welcome to a totally empty souvenir shop with about 25 people working here and no customers. Annyeonghaseyo. This is the rattlesnake brandy. I've got 2 bottles of this. already, and I've got some North Korean home brand Coca-Cola. So we're going to do a little mixer later on. They got the tiger bones, lekker. This is alcohol made from tiger bones. It's
Hasan, why dodge the call with him? I truly expected better than you. What do you mean? Who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Mike, okay?
So I've heard about this in China. It might even be from China. Totally banned in the West, of course, because it's made from the bones of a tiger. So this tiger bone liquor is actually used as a medicine. I've seen it in China before. They hunt and kill endangered tigers and then take the bones and use it for a medicine, which is about the most mental thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Here, another big selection of North Korean ciggies. The 727s that I bought, that I'm going to get a couple of cartons of, are the cigarettes that General Marshal Kim Jong-un smokes, and these are the working class versions. These are a bit more affordable. They've also got the Air Koryo cigarettes. Where are they? I can't see them, but Air Koryo, which is the national airline of the DPRK, North Korea, have their own brand of cigarettes. The next stop on the big North Korean propaganda tour, a pharmacy. I'm super hungover, and this is a pharmacy, so it's not that much fun. But if you are interested in a pharmacy in the DPRK, vitamin B injections, carbazochrome injections. One thing that they definitely do not have.
This kind of stuff makes me sad, dude. It makes me sad because it's like this is what they thought would be good to show a Westerner. It's like, it's just sad that this is something that they're proud of. You know what I mean? It's not, I'm saying that it's not necessarily like a bad thing, and I'm glad that, I'm just saying, look at how little you have when this is what you are showcasing as a point of pride. And this isn't to say that, they're countering the propaganda that they eat rats or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying that, like, it sucks that their point of pride and the cool things that they have to show for it is like locally made medication. And they should be proud that they have it. You know what I mean? But it's just so sad to think that after an insane sanctions regime, it's like, this is all you got to show for it. You feel bad that Whitey doesn't think North Korea isn't good enough? It just reminds me of all of our fucking crimes, honestly.
Is contraception. Apparently, condoms and birth control do not exist in North Korea.
Is there like contraception in DPRK?
This is a bottle of rattlesnake, a bottle of North...
Bro, this guy is a fucking severe alcoholic, I think. No disrespect, but goddamn. Everything is just like, now we're going to drink beers. 100,000 beers. Now we're going to drink a rattlesnake alcohol. Very nice. Tonight, we're drinking soju.
Korean rattlesnake whiskey. God. And I'm going to do a shot of it. I can't drink that. There's stuff. There's like mud in the lid. Oh my God, its tongue is stuck to the end. I know it's just a piece of string. Oh my God. That is a rattlesnake.
Oh
God, I can't believe I'm about to drink this.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God. Oh dear God. Oh God. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm out at that
there's
point.
Little bits in it. What are they? If you've made it to the end of this video and end of this series, you deserve to see me suffer. That was one of the most disgusting things I've ever drank in my entire life. Oh.
did try it. I did try it in Japan. I didn't fucking touch the snake though. Also, it tasted like shit.
As I made my way back to China, a place so many people see as strict and oppressive, but now felt like the freest place on earth, I couldn't help but reflect on the past 4 days. I only caught a small glimpse of North Korea, and that glimpse was controlled, carefully curated to show me the best of what the country has to offer, so I cannot claim to speak for the entire country. But before coming here, I had a preconception that this was a dark place, an evil place, an oppressive place. And politics aside, what I actually saw was something different. I saw a developing country. I saw a country decades behind the rest of the world, where people don't share the same freedoms that we take for granted. But I also saw people simply trying to live their lives. It's easy to paint a country with a broad brush, to define it by its government, its policies, or its place in history. But behind all of that are individuals. People with hopes, struggles, and families just like anywhere else. And if there's one thing I'm taking away from this experience, it's that the people of North Korea are not their government. They are not the system they live under. They are just people living in a country that is so incomprehensibly different from anything you and I can imagine.